In 2040, 8 scientists are on a mission to Mars, the first ever from Earth. They're there to figure out if life was possible on the red planet. They've been on Mars for 6 months and have one more day before heading back home. In their Mars rover, Vincent and his fellow scientists, including a biologist, are on the move. Suddenly, a big sandstorm hits. They're not too worried because the rover is designed to handle such storms. Despite the storm, they reach the biologist who's checking soil samples but hasn't found anything yet. She's frustrated, given the hard work they've put in for the past 6 months. A message from the main base station reaches them. A spaceship is on its way to pick them up. They all get ready. However, scientist Marco tells the captain he wants to go out. The captain is puzzled, asking why go out when they're about to be picked up and the mission is closed. Marco explains he placed a device on Site 9 of Mars that needs fixing. The captain, surprised, agrees but insists Marco takes a companion and returns before night. As they're about to leave, Vincent, his companion, and the biologist approach them, wanting to talk. Marco was acting all rushed, claiming he needed to fix a device on Mars at Site 9. The biologist found it odd and suspicious, so she checked Marco's computer. What she discovered surprised her and the others. Marco had found signs of life on Mars, living samples that suggested the possibility of life there. The shocking part was that Marco had used the excuse of fixing a device to secretly explore this groundbreaking discovery and never informed the team. As the team talked about it, they realized Marco's true intention. He wanted all the credit for the research. The captain called Marco's rover, where Marco's companion answered. Marco, still outside, had been testing the soil samples and indeed found evidence supporting the potential for life on Mars. Marco was ecstatic about the success, ready to reveal the exact spot where he made the discovery. However, things took a turn when Marco accidentally fell into a deep hole that the team had dug. His companion, witnessing the fall, quickly reported the incident to the base. The captain and a doctor rushed to the scene. The doctor, being a good friend of Marco's companion, was furious, questioning why Marco's companion didn't prevent the fall, urging the captain to go down and save Marco. They faced the challenge of a deep hole without proper equipment. The captain was skeptical about the chances of saving Marco from such a height and lacked the necessary tools for a rescue mission. The situation became tense as they grappled with the limitations of their resources. We decided to head back to our base first. Once there, we planned to contact the main station and then return to Marco in the hole where he fell. The doctor suggested that both the captain and Marco's companion should go back to the base, and she would stay behind. She believed that by the time they returned, it might be too late, and she wanted to explore options for going down into the hole. The captain agreed, and they returned to the base, informing everyone about the situation. The station advised them to take their tools and try to find Marco. If he was alive, great, but if not, they were instructed to bring back his body. The station emphasized the importance of presenting Marco's discovery of life forms to the world. Before proceeding further in the video, subscribe to the channel for such amazing videos. Marco's companion and the biologist remained at the base while the captain, Vincent, and the rest of the team went back to Site 9. The doctor attempted to peer into the hole but was hindered by steam-like smoke emerging from it. Frustrated, she returned to the rover where she began hearing strange noises outside. Upon investigating, the doctor witnessed something shocking, causing her to scream. The screen goes black, leaving the exact details unclear. The captain and Vincent arrived at the scene, searching for the doctor. Unable to find her in the rover, they speculated that she might have entered the hole to rescue Marco. In an attempt to reach the doctor, they tied a rope around Vincent and lowered him into the hole. At the bottom, Vincent discovered a surprising sight: living bacteria growing rapidly on the stones, revealing a new layer of mystery to the unfolding events. Vincent found something unusual: the living bacteria on the stones, but he brushed it aside for the moment. Instead, he focused on locating Marco and the doctor. To his surprise, they were nowhere to be found. Perplexed, he stepped out of the area. The pilot companion then noticed footprints leading towards their base and informed the captain. The captain was puzzled, since he believed only Marco and the doctor were present. He questioned why they would be walking instead of using the rover. An alert rang in the base indicating someone was approaching. The biologist and Marco's companion investigated, thinking it might be another team member. Marco's companion went to open the door and, through a hole, saw Marco. Opening the door, they realized Marco's condition was dire. His face had turned black, his skin looked strange, and he no longer resembled a human. Losing control, Marco attacked his companion with a drill machine. In the chaos, Marco's companion activated the security alarm. The biologist, the doctor, and Marco's companion struggled with the infected. Marco attacked the biologist, prompting a fierce struggle. The biologist managed to push the infected doctor away and locked them both in a room. It became evident that Marco and the doctor had transformed into something strange, and the team was left bewildered by the unexpected turn of events. The captain rushed out with his companions, alarmed by strange noises from the base. Fearful, he asked his companions to stay outside and entered the base alone to investigate. Inside, he was horrified to find blood everywhere. The biologist, visibly nervous, stood outside the locked room where Marco and the doctor were confined. The captain, shocked by their condition, urged the biologist to leave quickly, recognizing the danger they posed. As the biologist exited, Marco burst out of the room, attacking the captain. Despite sustaining injuries, the captain managed to escape. He and the biologist shared the harrowing experience with the others, but their unbelievable tale was met with skepticism. When others saw the situation through the hole, witnessing the transformed Marco and the doctor, fear gripped the group. Due to the captain's severe injuries, they rushed him to a second base for treatment. The doctor at the second base attended to the captain, who shared alarming symptoms as worsening condition, strange forgetfulness, and an intense thirst. Attempting to help, the pilot offered water, but the captain lost control, gripping his neck. Despite desperate attempts to free the pilot from the captain's grasp, the captain succumbed. The virus causing this chaos originated from the bacteria in the hole where Marco fell. If someone was bitten or attacked by an infected individual, the virus would spread, turning them into a threat like Marco and the doctor. The virus was claiming victims, leaving the team in a state of distress and despair. Vincent proposes a plan to navigate through the basement's first room using an underground pipe, avoiding the main area's dangers. He intends to run the system, contact his station, and update the team on the situation to seek help. In response to the escalating danger, the biologist takes charge and securely ties the captain's hands and feet. Realizing the severity of the virus, she recognizes that infected individuals revive and attack again. On the screen, they witness Marco and the doctor breaking free from the locked room, making their way toward the team. The imminent threat leaves everyone frightened, considering the infected duo's newfound strength. Vincent departs for the first room while his companion takes a blood sample from the captain for examination. After analyzing the sample, she discovers that the life-form virus, initially found by Marco at Site 9, is the root cause. The virus originates from the life form, making the bacteria hole exceptionally hazardous. The virus first takes control of the human body, erases memories, and then seizes full control of the brain. The team, familiar with Earth's environment, is particularly susceptible to this extraterrestrial virus. Pooling their collective intellect, the team works on modifying the virus and developing an antidote or cure. They administer the concoction to the captain, testing its efficacy. Encouragingly, the antidote seems to halt the virus's multiplication within the captain's cells, providing a glimmer of hope amidst the chaos. Vincent promptly fixes the system to resume communication with the station. However, a sudden issue arises as the lights begin to flicker, disrupting the system. Vincent steps outside to investigate, discovering that Marco's companion, previously attacked by Marco with a drill, has also succumbed to the virus. In a state of chaos, the infected companion wreaks havoc in the main system. Witnessing the imminent danger to Vincent's life, the biologist, quick on her feet, sprays an antidote on Marco, the doctor, and the infected companion, weakening them and causing them to collapse. Vincent, making a timely return through the pipe, finds himself face to face with Marco's infected companion. The biologist takes charge, attending companion to ensure their well-being, urging them to leave the room. Meanwhile, the pilot's companion, stationed at the gate, assumes the biologist is also infected and locks her inside with Marco's companion. This unexpected move traps the biologist with the infected individual. The trio, Vincent, his companion, and the pilot's companion, races out of the room. Unfortunately, the infected Marco attacks Vincent's companion, causing injuries. They hastily transport the wounded companion to the rover, where Vincent administers an injection to prevent further harm. With the realization that the rover's energy is running low, the team redirects their efforts towards another rover, conveniently parked on the sidelines. Their goal is to reach safety and regroup, acknowledging the urgency of their situation. In the midst of their journey, the team notices a troubling development. Their previously infected companions are now trailing them. The antidote they created seems to have a temporary effect, merely delaying the virus's impact rather than eradicating it completely. The situation is dire. Upon reaching the sideline, Vincent and his companion halt in one rover, while the pilot goes to retrieve the other. In communication, the pilot delivers distressing news. Vincent's companion is infected and taking them along is too risky. The pilot insists that Vincent must leave his companion behind if he wishes to join the journey to where the spaceship awaits. Vincent adamantly refuses, declaring that he won't abandon his companion. As night falls, a storm descends, prompting them to take refuge and rest. The following morning, Vincent discovers that his companion has ventured out alone, determined to protect him. She chooses to distance herself, intending to end her own life. Vincent, tracing her footsteps, follows in the rover. Eventually, he locates her, and she, in a desperate attempt to shield Vincent, removes her helmet. The harsh environment takes a toll on her, and Vincent rushes to her side. Despite his efforts, she succumbs to the virus, dying in his arms. Vincent mourns her loss, only to be confronted with the harsh reality. His once trusted friend awakens, now infected. In a heartbreaking turn of events, Vincent's companion, now infected, attacks him. Despite his reluctance, Vincent defends himself using his helmet, unintentionally causing her demise. Meanwhile, a ship dispatched from the main station is on its way to pick them up, observed by Vincent from a distance. Noticing his infected companion nearby, Vincent attempts to communicate with the approaching ship, but his voice doesn't reach them due to the distance. However, he can hear the voices inside the ship. As the ship arrives, the three infected individuals, including Vincent's companion, move toward it. The ship's crew, assuming survivors are approaching, opens the door, only to be attacked by the infected. Vincent rushes closer, discovering the lifeless bodies of the ship's crew. Among the infected, he recognizes Marco, whose condition has deteriorated significantly. Boarding the ship, Vincent heads to the pilot cabin, finding the infected pilot already present. Vincent sternly informs the pilot that he won't be allowed to return to Earth, fearing the spread of the virus. Despite the pilot's insistence that a cure can be found on Earth, Vincent opposes him. A struggle ensues between them. In the midst of the fight, the pilot wields a knife and subdues Vincent, causing him to lose consciousness. The infected pilot resumes control of the spaceship, steering it towards Earth. The situation becomes increasingly dire as the ship descends. In the aftermath, Vincent regains consciousness and takes action. Sneaking up on the infected pilot, he uses his helmet to strike him, causing injury. Seizing the opportunity, Vincent opens the ship's door and tosses the infected pilot into the sky. However, the ship's fuel is running out, leaving only a few minutes before it ceases to function. Vincent quickly sends a message to the main station, delivering the grim news that the entire team has succumbed to the virus originating from the Martian life form. He expresses his sorrow and reveals that he believes the virus has infected him as well, as his attempts at an antidote proved temporary. Vincent urges the team not to rescue him, fearing the virus could spread further. Acknowledging his imminent fate, Vincent decides to wait for the end alone on the ship. He reflects on the memories and moments shared with the team, grappling with the sadness of their deaths and contemplating his own destiny. In a poignant conclusion, Vincent accepts the inevitable and prepares to face his fate, bringing the film to a somber end.